Growing vertically is a great way to save space, mask a bad view, create privacy, and dress up a wall or fence. Growing a vine up on a support or decorative obelisk is a great way to get started growing vertically. Not only do you save space, but you'll also reduce disease problems in squash, cucumbers, and tomatoes by increasing the amount of air and light reaching all parts of the plants. Plus, it'll make it much easier to harvest when you're growing things like pole beans. Here are a few ideas to help you get started and perhaps a bit of inspiration. Another way to grow vertically is to create vertical wall gardens. I like using recycled items. Not only will you save money, but you're keeping materials out of the landfill or the recycling center by giving them a second life in your landscape. I had a couple pair of jeans headed to the textile recycling center and decided that I'd like to convert those into a planter. If you look online, you're going to find lots of different options. I opted for one that seemed a little simpler and easy to construct and something you could get done in just a couple of hours. So basically, I've got a pot, recycled nursery pot. Most gardeners have plenty of these, but you may want to use a 2-liter bottle or something similar as long as it has drainage holes. Lay your jeans out on the table and then line up your pot next to the hem end and make sure you have enough fabric when you make your cut to cover the pot. Now you're going to want to add extra for a seam allowance, and that's the area between the cut edge and where you're going to put your final stitching. And then I wanted to turn the upper edge over, so I allowed some extra for that. So once you do this, sew it, then you're going to turn it right side out. And you can see I've turned the upper edge over. I attached my loop. I used 2 just to give it a little more length. And attach your loop towards the back at the top. This is how you're going to hang your denim pouch. I use pansies. When the temperatures rise, I'll change things out. I've got my finished pouch here. I can set this pot inside. You can see I covered it. And it's ready to hang on the wood scrap lumber that we stained and sanded so that it's ready to mount. Mount it and secure it on a wall or fence, and hang your pots, and you're all set. Another option are pallet planters, and you've probably seen lots of them out there. And once again, I opted to do something simple. So pots mounted onto a pallet. Now you may opt to do the whole pallet, something much bigger, have a great show with lots more plants. I decided to go small in this case. So we cut out the corner of the pallet, make sure you remove any wayward nails, secure any of the deck boards that may have come loose, stain it after sanding away those rough edges and any splinters. We decided to use hose clamps to create the holders for our pots. I have smaller pots, so we opted for the 4-inch hose clamp. Mark the location on that pallet where these need to be secured. Use a flathead screw through these little grooves to mount it to the pallet. Once you mount your pallet on the wall or fence, or maybe you're going to have it stand on the ground, but make sure it's good and secure, you can place your pots in place. Provide the proper care no matter what your vertical garden is. And once you get started growing vertically, you're going to look for many more opportunities to add beauty and flowers from the ground up in your landscape.